introduce you myself, I am Dr. Naira, a human doctor, 35 years old, from a respectable family. With regard to my appearance and my aesthetic ratio, it is said that I am very beautiful too. I married Dr. Horsom, a pharmacist. Our lives were more than wonderful, or so I thought. We were able to establish a family whose motto is respect. We were not like any superficial couple who waste their time in nonsense, but we always discussed scientific theories. I dressed modestly, and our intimate relationship was formal. I wasn't good at seducing him or wooing him. That day came when my brother Ahmed called me on my mobile phone. But my phone is out of coverage. Call my husband Horsom's phone to talk to me. I was surprised. With a message coming to Horsom from a strange number on WhatsApp. Her text says, "I want you and I long for you now." I can't believe my husband is that kind of guy. After that, Dot and I hung up the phone after my call with my brother. I returned Dr. Horsom's phone without telling him that I saw that message. But I tell you frankly, this message was like a bell that made me watch out and look behind my husband to assure myself that I was wrong. So I started looking for a way to watch his conversations and his contacts. And indeed I found a way. I took advantage of the time when Dr. Horsom was asleep and then put his finger on his phone fingerprint. After I succeeded in unlocking the phone at that time, I took out his cell phone SIM and put my own. And I downloaded an app. Then I pulled out my chip and put his chip in its place. This way, every contact he makes will pass through me. First, on my mobile. Soon it was a surprise. I found out that my respected doctor husband was having an affair with a prostitute. Rather, I discovered an even greater misfortune, which is that she is taking advantage of being a pharmacist. He owns a pharmacy with narcotic substances. And she asks him to give her some. This medicine, and the biggest disaster that he was giving her everything she wanted. And after I read these conversations between them, I found myself unable to think, not knowing how to act. But I decided to reveal the truth in a way that no one could have predicted. At this time, I found my life with my husband like a video. The tape passes before my eyes. I discovered that it is important. The elevation or attainment of a woman's rank higher. Scientific ranks. This will not be enough for her husband. Need her as a thin, beautiful woman to take care herself so that she always looks beautiful, sexy and appetizing in her husband's eyes. From here, I began to realize that I was remiss with him. A woman and a wife. But it was too late and it started to think calmly to see what I will do. And how I will do. After much thought, I decided to get my husband back. That person who fell and saved his career from collapse. Because that girl was trying to convince him about the drug trade, but I had to save him. Without knowing my husband. And the first thing I did was, I had put small mics in his clothes, because I knew that my husband used to change his clothes more than once a day. After he came back to lunch, I listened to what I had recorded. And before he goes out again, I put the microphone in the clothes he goes out in. Evening, and so, one day, I was listening to a recording of their voices together. I knew she would come that day to take some medicines when he is alone in the pharmacy. So I took this opportunity. You won't believe what I did. I got out of my apartment and waited next to the pharmacy until I saw her entering the pharmacy. I gave them a chance to be alone, and after a few minutes I entered the pharmacy. but I didn't find them. I opened the laboratory door once. I found them in each other's arms. And when I saw the scene, I couldn't control my temper and kept screaming. Here and there I was saying one sentence. What is that? It was a great surprise, especially that the woman took the chair and sat on it with confidence and no indifference. And she was looking at me from top to bottom. Then my husband got up and broke his silence and said
This woman secretly married.
I was shocked and couldn't believe it. I couldn't answer or talk to him after that. I didn't know what to do. I walked in the street for more than 3 hours. After feeling tired, I decided to go home. I take a shower to regain my focus. I decided to go home and take a shower to regain my focus. But when I opened the door to my apartment, I was surprised by a new disaster. I found my esteemed doctor sitting waiting for me, so he got up and said. Then my husband got up and broke his silence and said
Listen, Naira. This is my home, and in my name. And this woman named Heba will live here. Would you like to live with us? Welcome. And if you don't want to live with us, get out of the house.
Half the price of this house is from my money and my work. I looked at that woman with a healed look and smiled eloquently. A smile announces her victory and winning everything unjustly. My husband helped her continue this victory.
Your apartment? The contract is in my name, you live with me.
And he entered my bedroom with Heba. I didn't even leave my place. Dawn came, and I was thinking about what I would do in this ordeal. And where do I go? I do not have money. My father and mother died. Ahmed, my brother, traveled. I kept on these thoughts until I fell asleep. On this chair. After taking a shower, I entered the kitchen as if I had changed. And she became another woman. She was replaced by betrayal. And I shocked her in her husband. And I am determined. And I made a decision that I would never leave this house. And I will not leave that traitorous man and his new wife without painful punishment.